there is an understanding that it is preseason, that, everybody's not going to show their looks and, what they would do versus and vice versa. But it definitely is, it definitely feels good to get out there. Last time I was out there on the field, other than practice, was November 18th. And it's, you go that long without something, it's tough. But, it's been great. The guys have made it fun. They made it easy on me. Talking about our other players, they've been great from the beginning to now.
Caleb Williams finished at USC by way of Oklahoma. That Red River rivalry, something snuck across the Texas water there.
We don't do English that well. We do football well. Understandment. I love it. That's a great Simpsons right there. You knew what he meant too. That's what's even better. That's what I really like it. I go, yeah, that's not right, but I understand what you're saying.
You had a great understandment of the use of the term understandment.
Exactly.
And that's the thing. Your best ones are the ones where, we know it's wrong, but it kind of makes sense.
Right.
And sometimes it makes so much sense, it's technically right, even though it sounds wrong. So who was right and who was wrong for the first week of the preseason? We saw the first-round rookies play. Let's start with Caleb Williams. He had 2 series against the Buffalo Bills, 4 for 7, 95 yards, a 101.8 passer rating. What did you see? What did you like? What did you don't like from the first overall pick in the draft?
What's not to like? I mean, he's the natural, man. He really is. I mean, right from the get-go. I don't know whether you want to talk about the first third down completion to the left. I mean, his first time, he's going to have to make a real NFL throw. It's like, oh, great. It's 3rd and 13. They know I'm going to throw. Here comes the pass rush, right? His ability to hang in the pocket and be patient and work the pocket, to me, was what really jumped out about him in his game at USC. He's special that way. He has that Mahomes, Josh Allen patience. When even the pocket collapse, he's like, oh, wait, no, it's not totally collapsed. I can hang in there a little bit more. I don't need to run out of here yet. And then, of course, you see the move, the feel, right? I mean, the feel on not only running and scrambling, the little, screen pass he threw to DeAndre Swift, right, where he just kind of threw it out of his ear hole as the pressure got there a little quicker, right? So the throw on the run when he was running to the right and hitting Cole Kmet. I know we're going to see all these highlights eventually here, but, I mean, incredible movement, incredible patience, incredible command at the line of scrimmage. I saw him changing plays, not just check to the other play, but changing it, and then the arm jumps off the TV screen. I was watching with my son, and when he made the first few throws, we both looked at each other and went, whoa, that was a rocket. That was a laser. Very impressive for Caleb Williams.
One of the first things that I look for, number one, do they pass the eyeball test? Do they look like they belong when they're in an NFL uniform out there on the field? And obviously he does. But number two, does he have an understanding of what it takes to stay healthy in the NFL?
Right.
And those plays we just showed, if we can re-rack and re-cue, on the first one, he's in position to throw a block, and he just doesn't.
Yeah.
He knows there's nothing to be gained. It might look good. It might go viral. I might put this guy on his ass because he doesn't expect. But you know what? I'm just going to stop right here because there's no benefit to me of doing this, because with each hit I take, each hit I absorb, there's a chance I'm going to get injured. And then look at the presence of mind. How many quarterbacks over the years have we heard, oh, he's too competitive to slide. He doesn't know how to slide. Look at that. He knows. Get
knows.
your ass down.
Definitely.
Because why? Because why? It's not a matter of cowardice or courage. It's a matter of smarts. The more you get hit, the more likely you are to get hurt. So avoid contact. That was early Kyler Murray. We saw that. He kind of strayed away from it. I think maybe he got frustrated he wasn't getting the results that he wanted. But that is smart. And that's what you want. If you're a Bears fan and you want to know that you're going to have Caleb Williams available as much as possible, those two things I'm just pointing out, stopping short. I stopped short on the block and doing the slide, just boom, like he's been playing for 20 years. That, to me, is very encouraging because that tells me my guy's going to be available more often than not.
Yeah, that's where, again, I think he's a natural at the position. He's got great feel for it. He's all in on it like we've talked about. He's a gym rat. Right, you hear the murmurs and things. See, to me, that's where I'm big into this too. You hear things out of Chicago about, wait, dude, Caleb Williams, oh my gosh. So those things to me mean something. We've seen that in years past. We heard that buzz of Mahomes and Josh Allen. We've had other ones where we can go, wait, this guy was a top 10 pick and nobody said diddly squat about him the first month when he was in training camp. That does say something. Caleb Williams has jaw-dropping talent. We didn't even got good highlights there. I don't know what the hell we just showed there. We showed a 3-yard throw in the flat. Gary, what the hell did you pick up for flat highlights, Gary?
Wow.
I mean, he threw a laser 40 yards down the field to goal Cole Kmet.
Take that?
He threw a
Gary, you just gonna
hook
take
shot.
That? What's the world coming to?
I know. Gary, this is the first time I'm going at him here. But, I mean, Caleb Williams is my guy. I put him in his own stratosphere for my draft rankings and all that. We're going to show him throw the ball in the flat and scramble for 9 yards. Jeez Louise. And not everybody's at a training camp for him, as you could tell here the first day back at PFT.
But you know what? And I had no idea what we were going to show. I was just encouraged by what I saw there. Yeah. And it's that presence of mind, that lack of ego, the will, and that ability. Because I get so sick of that excuse. He's just competitive. He wants that extra yard. He can't, that's all he no, that's stupid. That's stupid. Because, I gained that extra yard, and now I'm out for 6 weeks because I broke my forearm diving for the extra yard. So that, to me, I'm always looking for things. What should I worry about? What should I feel good about? If I'm a Bears fan, I feel pretty good about the fact that my quarterback is smart enough to keep himself in one piece, and we know he's got the skills. I mean, you and I were both, hey, maybe they should keep Justin Fields and trade that pick and make the team better. And then we meet Caleb Williams, and you studied Caleb Williams' film, and we're both like,
yeah.
Okay. Sorry, Justin.
Sorry. Caleb's pretty awesome.
Sorry, buddy.
Number one pick. Yeah. He looked the part, and that's what you want at your number one pick, right? Your number one pick, you want it to be not only like, hey, wow, we got a guy that loves football and all that, but it's, hey, wow, this guy's got some special attributes about what he does right here. Oh, look at Gary coming in the clutch. He's about to show it to us. Look at this throw right here, Mike. This is Mahomes, Josh Allen stuff, okay? I mean, that's from his own 35 to the other 35 on the run, right? 30 yards down the field, and he doesn't throw the ball any higher than Cole Kmet's shoulder pads for 30 yards on the run. That's rare. Those are rare throws, and there's only a few people in football that can make a throw like this with this type of ease and effort and just put the ball in the money that way. And that's where I'm really excited to see Caleb Williams, and I'm excited for the Bears in general because I think they got a damn good roster.
And right before he makes that throw, he does the pump to freeze the rusher to buy himself a little
nice
more time.
Feel,
so the guy can't hit him. So this is back to my narrative. The guy can't hit him right after he throws the ball. So he gets just a little more. He knows he's going to make the throw, and he doesn't have to worry about that guy because he froze him with the pump. I know that Bears fans are hesitant because it's been so long since they've had an offense to feel good about. But, man, so far so good. Check one box. Yeah. Caleb Williams looking the part, and now we know clearly, if there was any doubt, why they moved on from Justin Fields and went with Caleb Williams. All right, Jaden Daniels, the no-brainer number 2.
Right.
Guy that some thought maybe could maybe even better. I still think back to the scouting combine, all those SEC defensive players.
That's
Who's the toughest guy you ever faced? Jaden Daniels. He had one drive against the Jets at MetLife Stadium, 2 for 3 for 45 yards, a rushing touchdown, and a quarterback rating of 109.7. It's hard with one drive. It's hard, but what did you see? What did you like? What did you not like, if anything?
It's like what you say, right? You just want to look. Do they pass the look test, right? Do they look comfortable? Does the ball come out of their hand in a way where you go, ooh, that looks different? Right, here's the throw of the day. First off, I mean, he is comfortable. He has presence on the field. He plays tall and big, even though he's skinny. And you saw that throw right there. I mean, that was on the money to De'Ami Brown. Like, literally dropped it in his pocket against very good coverage by the Jets defender. And this is the other element he's going to bring to the table here. I mean, they're going to have a real threat with the quarterback run game. And, yeah, I mean, it wasn't a lot, right? But enough to go, okay, that guy belongs. Yep, that's why we took him. And to your point, Mike, like we talked about a bunch in the spring, I think in most years he is the number 1 pick in the draft. It's just that the guy in Chicago is that special, and he's about one of the few guys over the last decade that would probably, overtake a Jaden Daniels in the draft that way.
talk about a blast from the past. De'Ami Brown. Is it possible Peyton Daniels could turn De'Ami Brown, your guy,
my guy, right?
Turn him into something
right.
in what, year 4?
Yeah, I think it's 4. It is. I believe it's 4. Yeah, I don't know if it's going to happen.
He was one of the guys taken before Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Yes. Yep. Well, he remembers. If you haven't heard, Amon-Ra knows.
Remembers all of them.
Yeah, I know.
All of them. Yeah. All right. So again, we'll probably see more from Jaden Daniels before the season starts. But hey, for the Commanders, similar to what the Bears are going through, just should we really feel good about this? All these years of dysfunction, could it be that simple that we have one bad season and we get a guy right place at the right time who comes in and transforms the franchise?
Yeah.
And maybe the answer to that question is absolutely, positively yes. Okay, let's skip down to pick number 10. The Vikings traded up one spot to get their guy in J.J. McCarthy. They've been sending out the signals that Sam Darnold is going to be the starter. He started the preseason game. In came McCarthy. There was an early interception that he shrugged off. 6 series, 11 for 17, 188 yards, 2 touchdowns. That pick that I mentioned, 116.8 passer rating. What'd you see from JJ?
Hey, I mean, all these guys, they're naturals. That's what I like. They can play the position, right? You talked about the interception. Okay, through an interception. It's one that you can live with. He didn't make a bad decision. He was on the run, running to the right, and he just threw the ball behind the guy a little bit. But, man, a lot of high-level throws. One, comfort in the offense. You could see, again, here was one of his first third-down throws or one of his first aggressive throws of the day. Over the middle, working the pocket, stepping up, right? Doesn't panic and run like a lot of young guys does. Sets up again, throws a laser down the middle. Here's great feel and touch, right? Down on a crossing route. Something I need to see more of because I know he can throw the fastball. It's the touch little lob balls over linebackers and things like that he's got to get better at. But the athleticism, right? But to me, the thing that really does jump out is his ability to push the ball down the field and how powerful his arm here. Like you see here, a little double move on the outside. And, I mean, he throws the ball 45 yards in the air like it's nothing, right? I mean, all look good for J.J. McCarthy. Man, does he fit that offense that you guys got out there in Minnesota. And the amount of reps he's got, I know he's not the starter yet, and Sam Darnold's not the starter yet, but the fact that he was that comfortable, looked that good, and they got him that many throws, I still think it's going to trend if he plays like this continually throughout the preseason where they'll just go, well, let's just start him week 1. He's ready. He can do it.
Well, and as we've said all along, they've got a coach who could take anyone
pretty much
and turn him into a quarterback that can for a week or two produce like Josh Dobbs, like Nick Mullins. And now you've got guys that have more physical skills at the top than any of the backups that they were sifting through last year after Kirk Cousins was injured. So why not go with the guy that you have faith in? Why not let him play and let the game slow down? And Kevin O'Connell will know how to protect him.
Exactly.
Know how to, it feels like, this is one of those, we don't want it to look like the guy was handed anything.
Exactly.
We want him to earn it.
Right.
We want the teammates to think he's earned it.
Right.
Sam Darnold's got that arm.
He does. He's got some talent.
With 2 years ago when Kenny Pickett was in the draft class and the possibility of the Panthers taking him, you said, what's going to happen the first day when Pickett shows up and he's, throwing these pop gun passes and Darnold's ripping it through the air? The players are going to be like, Darnold's better. So you've got to go in and prove that you are as good or better than Darnold, and maybe that's what McCarthy can do between now and 27 days from now when they open the season against your New York Giants.
The G-Man. Yes. I mean, hey, I would like to see that rookie out there. Maybe we get a rookie interception or 2 or something like that. And
then maybe he overcomes it and
maybe throws lasers or touchdowns. Right? We lose. Yeah, that would be the worst case scenario as a Giants fan. But either way, I think things look good for J.J. McCarthy and where they're trending. And, yes, I think if he continues to play like that through the preseason, they will make him the starter because of all the reasons you explained. Plus, he's mature. He knows how to play the position, and we know he can move, and he's got a big-time NFL arm. So I was impressed. I really was.
Next up, we're going to skip down again. We'll get back to Patriots fans. We didn't forget about
worry.
Your guy. We're going to get back there. For now, the 12th overall pick, the Broncos quarterback Bo Nix. They're doing, I think, the same thing there
Agreed.
Make the kid
Yes,
earn it.
right.
Jarrett Stidham, Zach Wilson, work your way up the depth chart. 5 series yesterday for Bo Nix in his first NFL game. 15 for 21, 125 yards, a touchdown pass, 102.3 passer rating. All of these guys were over 100 passer rating in their preseason debut. What did you like from Nix?
They all can play quarterback, Mike. That's why I kind of fell in love with him during that draft process. We talked about it so much. It wasn't just, ooh, he has this physical attribute. It was like, no, wait, this guy can do it all at the position. Bo Nix, to me, other than Caleb Williams, would be the guy that I'd go, he won the weekend, right, as far as the rookie quarterback. J.J. McCarthy was phenomenal. Jaden Daniels was phenomenal. Bo Nix made so many quarterback type of plays, right? And it does have, Mike, to your point, the same feel of the J.J. McCarthy thing. Like, hey, Stidham, hey, Sam Darnold, hey, get out there. Oh, guys, you guys look pretty good. All right, get them out. We got to get the guys that we think are going to be the starters here and get them some real reps. That's what it felt like watching Denver yesterday. And it feels like watching Bo Nix that I'm watching Drew Brees Jr. with a little bit better, maybe more athleticism to his body. But that's what it's like. These throws right here, I know this isn't like a wow down the field throw, but the ability and how quick he can get the ball out of his hands and throw it accurately, and then his ability, like we talked about in the draft process, to scramble and run, it's top notch. He is a playmaker behind the line of scrimmage, extending plays. And, of course, we know, like you just said with O'Connell, Sean Payton knows how to protect these guys, make them look good, play to their strengths. It just feels like it's going to be Bo Nix's show sooner rather than later, and he was really impressive yesterday. I mean, really impressive.
This is a new situation for Sean Payton because he hasn't had a rookie quarterback that he has thrust right into the fray.
Yeah.
Drew Brees came to him after 4 years with the Chargers. And then, post Drew Brees, I mean, he was only there like 1 year post Drew Brees. So this is for the first time in all these years that Payton's been a coach. And really back to when he was a coordinator, I can't think of him in a situation where first year rookie quarterback, get him ready for week one. But it feels like that's what he's doing. And now we see why he liked him so much and why I think they probably were very happy that he managed to trickle through the first 11 picks and be there when Peyton and the Broncos had pick number 12.
Yes. You could tell. He could process things quickly, right? His release is lightning quick. Right, it fits the Sean Payton ability to throw short, intermediate offense, find people open all the time. And one of the things that I do notice too is, I mean, his ability to run and scramble, like we talked about, is very real. And Sean Payton, we know, he can infuse some Taysom Hill type of plays in there for a quarterback like this. I'm not saying he's got to run up the middle and put his shoulder down against a middle linebacker, but like we saw with Jaden Daniels, Bo Nix is going to be capable of, we fake the run up the middle, and if you're too aggressive, I will keep it around the edge and go run for 30 yards. So that's what you really like. Really good showing. And yeah, in Minnesota and Denver, it felt like get the starters out there. Okay, they look pretty good, but now let's get the real starters out there and let them get some work and get ready, because I think these two are going to be, playing sooner rather than later.
So now we circle back to Thursday night when the Patriots were hosting the Panthers. As expected, Jacoby Brissett starts. They've been creating the expectation that Brissett's going to be the guy this year for the Patriots, at least until, I don't know, they're out of contention and it's time to go ahead and get Drake May ready. But May came in and played one series.
Yep.
And then he was gone as quickly as he arrived. When Bailey Zappi came, I felt bad for Bailey Zappi because they booed. And I don't think they were booing Bailey Zappi. They were booing that they only got a tiny little
Drake
taste
May.
Of Drake May.
Right.
They're there to see Drake May. What the hell is this? One drive and he's out, 2 for 3 for 19 yards. Where the hell is the guy that you've made the number 3 overall pick in the draft? We want to see if you got something that's going to keep us coming to these damn games over the next 10 years.
Well, yeah.
I thought that, and yeah, I felt bad for Bailey Zappi because I don't think it was about him. I think it was about what the hell, where's Drake May?
Yeah, well, yeah, I think you're right. I think it was there too. And to pile on there or to add to that, what the hell in general altogether? What the hell? Like, the reason we put this last, because this was the weirdest of all the first-round quarterbacks and what was done. I mean, we just talked about McCarthy and Bo Nix got extensive reps, right? They're not the starters yet, but extensive reps. Caleb Williams is the starter. They've already seen enough. They don't need to know. So they got him 2 drives, right down the field, boom, 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 get him out. He's good. We know that. Great. Jaden Daniels, the same type of thing. They know he's the starter and he's the man. We know Drake May needs work. This is what everybody's talked about, right? There's things about his game that need polish. I think it's really weird. It's odd to me that they threw him out there for a quick drive where he really only threw one real pass. He threw a curl to the right side, and he kind of threw it off target. But where I'll say it's weird, Mike, and I just throw the challenge flag out there, we saw the extensive reps and stuff everybody else got. Wait, that was like they put him out there like, look, he's our backup quarterback. All right, get him out before he shows us anything bad. We don't want the fans to start booing him and us going, what the hell did we do with the number 3 pick? Get him out of there. What? That made no sense. That, to me, that showed me that they maybe were hiding him to a degree. And the fact that you let Joe Milton play more than your number 3 pick in the draft, that's weird. I don't understand that. And that to me would tell me with my NFL spidey senses that they're a little scared of what Drake May might look like out on the field right now.
The justification given in the aftermath of the game by head coach Gerard Mayo was they wanted May to only play behind the starting offensive line. They didn't want him out there behind the backup offensive line. Now, McCarthy and Nix, they wouldn't have a starting offensive line. They're playing deep into the game. They don't have the number 1
they
offensive line.
They might have for a drive. I think a drive or so.
Yeah. But that was it. They did one drive with May because that was the last drive of the starting offensive line, and then it was Zappe for a long time, and then Joe Milton for a long time. And the thing is, Milton had moments that got people excited.
That's what he's been doing.
And Mayo was even asked about that. Hey, are you ready for the talk radio buzz?
Right.
I mean, Mayo was asked about it with Milton, and it's like, well, I don't listen to that stuff. Well, maybe you should, because you're going to have Patriots fans in the aftermath of Thursday night's game saying, hey, there may be something here. And they know a little something about a 6th-round pick supplanting a guy who was taken at the very top of the draft.
Yeah, a little bit. They definitely do. I mean, again, yeah, those are things we've continually heard, since they've drafted these 2 quarterbacks. Joe Milton has opened up eyes. People watch him practice, people on that team, whatever. He opened eyes the other night. How could he not? He's a specimen. He's got a rocket launcher for an arm, and he can really run. And he showed that a little bit late in the game against the Carolina Panthers. But, yeah, I just thought that was odd with a guy that we know is raw and needs work, and we're not going to put him out there and let him have work. Those are signs that would tell me, in my history of playing, people I know, whatever, that it's like, ooh, we're not sure what he's going to do yet. We don't trust him. We don't know how good it's going to look or bad it's going to look. So let's just get him out there so everybody can see, oh, yeah, he's our backup, but let's get him out of there before, anything bad happens and people start to go, wait, why did you pick this guy number 3, or why is he playing, or whatever else? And that's what it had the feel of for me when I was watching, Mike.
I think back to 1994 when Washington took Heath Schuler 4th overall and then picked up Gus Frerotte in round 7.
Yeah.
2012, Washington takes RG3, trades up, pick number 2, takes Kirk Cousins round 4. Do you really help your starter, your guy that you're trying to anoint, when you also draft that same year another quarterback who isn't, from a skill standpoint, from a different planet? It's not like JV and varsity. They're guys that performed well enough in college to make it into the draft. There's already enough pressure on Drake May. There's already enough expectation on Drake May. So then you have another guy who's in there, and you know what? He's very loose, and he's very engaging, and he's got a very infectious personality, and people like him. And you're going to have people rooting for him. Like, you're setting your guy up to fail.
They're putting more pressure on him.
Clearly, they wanted Drake May. They could have traded that pick to the Giants. That's one of the things we learned from offseason Hard Knocks. They could have traded it to the Vikings. They wanted to go up and get Drake May. So you undermine your guy by adding another quarterback who's going to come in and just be kind of loose, and he's got the physical skills. And, oh, you know what? Look at this. He's developing those skills. He's getting more accurate. He's becoming a better player. He's learned. And that is just going to make it harder for your guy that you're trying to anoint to take the anointing.
I agree.
He's going to be all freaked out because this other guy, everybody likes him and everybody's rooting for him and everybody's behind him. And it seems like all things equal, if Joe Milton can harness his skills, maybe he's got the higher ceiling.
Well, there's parts of me that think, hey, Joe Milton, we know, needs some work throwing the football and all that. It's not consistent. But as I tried to tell people before, neither is Drake May. Now, it's not as inconsistent as Joe Milton, but it's not that far off. It's not. And you kind of saw that, like I was trying to allude to that one curl throw he threw to the right. He's got some mechanical deficiencies that have to be fixed. And I still saw it in the game the other night to where he threw that throw I'm alluding to, and I went, oh, man, that was all the things I talked about in the draft. It was kind of segmented, this weird pull away of the football, all that, and the ball wasn't accurate. But, yeah, I don't know where it goes, Mike, and I think your point's very real. It puts more pressure on the player and the situation in general. It is a guy that's, he's young, he's raw, we know he's got some physical gifts, but you got another guy, and he's going, hey, wait, I'm the number 3 pick. Everybody should be happy about this. But yet, wait, there's another guy that was picked, on the 2 days later, and everybody's kind of thinks he's cool, and they're happy about him too. It takes the luster off of him a little bit, and it does put more pressure. And, I think it's a kind of an odd situation up there in New England right now.
You lived it. I didn't. I've just been covering it for nearly 25 years. Confidence, I believe, is so critical to the performance of a quarterback.
Yeah.
You need to exude it. Others around you need to sense it.
Right.
It builds on itself.
Right.
So, and Drake May seems like a great guy, but of all the quarterbacks we talked to at the scouting combine, he didn't really ooze the confidence that the others did. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, I think you're right. His charisma was not on the level of the other guys.
That crutch that he still has of saying yeah as the first word out of his mouth when he's asked a question, that needs to go. Because when I see that and hear that, what it tells me is, man, he's not as sure of himself as he needs to be. So how's he going to become more sure of himself when you've created a situation, not intentionally, but accidentally, where there's a guy behind you who's developing the confidence, who maybe is figuring out how to play in the NFL faster than you, putting more pressure on you. There's already enough pressure on these kids. That's what I don't understand. Why would you draft a quarterback in a later round the same year you draft the guy who's supposed to become your franchise quarterback? That makes no sense to me. And we've never seen that work, except for the fact that the guy who gets drafted second ends up being not so bad. That's a hell of a strategy. Let's go. I don't think anybody's going into it saying, all right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a quarterback high, and then the other guy's going to develop into the guy who plays. I don't think anybody's leading with that. So I feel bad. I feel bad for Drake May. I feel bad for the Patriots. If this tracks, and there's no guarantee Milton's going to work out, my point is it's going to make it harder for the guy that you want to work out, that you need to work out to become the guy he needs to be.
Agreed. I'm with you there 100%, and we'll see. And maybe, Drake May will go out there this next week and play great and shut me up and all of that, and I'll certainly give him his praise if he does that. But it's definitely a situation right now that I got my eye on a little bit. Definitely different than any the other situations we saw of the first-round quarterbacks, and it's the number 3 pick. And like we talk about it all the time, the number 3 pick, you want to come in and blow the doors off the franchise. Like everybody's, oh my gosh, we killed it. We got a guy that is a baller. And I don't get that sense right now, at least in New England with that pick.
Last point. Look, the entire organization is resetting post Tom Brady and Bill Belichick, and they're trying to find their way. And I don't know, do they outsmart themselves? Elliott Wolf didn't have the job permanently when he was making the draft picks. Is he trying to prove, I'm some great evaluator of talent, and hey, this is the best guy on my board right now. I'm taking the best guy on the board. They always tell you to trust your board. Joe Milton's my best guy. That's who I'm taking when we're on the clock. Instead of saying, wait a minute, let's project how this could go if we have another rookie in camp who might take away from the guy that we need to properly cultivate into a starter. They're in a tough spot. This is the reality. We knew we were going to be here one of these days where Brady's gone, Belichick's gone, and the Patriots have to find their way. And they might have outsmarted themselves by taking that second quarterback because it may make it harder for the guy that they need to develop to get to where he needs to be. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.